there's an aspect in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood where it's like whenever you see Brad Pitt driving, it's kind of like the money shot. The money shot is slightly lower than him in the passenger seat looking up. And so you get all the going around. But there's a reason for that, because my stepfather, who was taking care of me at that time, he was a piano bar musician. So during the day, he was
a piano bar musician.
Yeah, like the movie The Famious Baker Boys, one of those kind of guys.
Tinkling the Ivory.
Yeah, exactly. Singing the hits of the day.
Patter?
I'm sure, yes.
Was Patter involved?
Yeah, he was actually...
Could you give us some?
Well, it was like, it was, depending on what the gig was, and it was all in like the East LA area. All right,
East LA?
Yeah, well, that was before it was completely Vato at the time,
Vato?
Well, yeah, Mexican. Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, it was like, in 1969, it was like Latino, but it was, but there were still tons of clubs in San Gabriel and all kinds of places like that.
Is this the area of Jackie Brown? Torrance?
No. That's the area that I grew up in.
Okay.
That's the area I grew up in. But the thing is, just so that you know, so my stepfather, he worked in these piano bars and they had cool names. Like one was called My Old Kentucky Home. Another one, and I remember the clubs and I remember the matchbooks from the clubs. But the coolest one, of course, I'm going to think this is cool, was this club that he worked at, was like the main club he was working at during our main years together. It was a place called the Drinkers Hall of Fame.
More importantly, how upsetting is it that Brad Pitt at 55 was so hot in your movie, right? I mean, that's not fair.
Well,
you were like, if we shoot him in this angle, is there really a bad angle to shoot him? I mean, are they using tricks? No, you're just talking about the tricks in 1917. Yeah, what are you using on Brad Pitt?
Nothing at all. It never made me feel more like a 70s filmmaker, where I'm like lining up a shot, and then I'm looking through the viewfinder, and I might as well be seeing Robert Redford. Well, I might as well be seeing Steve McQueen.
For a guy, there's nothing like a revealing and true to form, true to life bro love movie, because every relationship we've had is a mixed bag. I mean, that's just life on Earth. I mean, no marriage has no fights and no hurts and no romance has. Okay, so but with bros, no. I have no bad memories of me and Jimmy Ballily. It was always good. Yeah. Maybe we had one fight in 1983 or something. And it's just like, when you die and who's going to be your pallbearers, a lot of it, maybe this is antediluvian thinking, but a lot of it's going to be your bros who are there all along. Of course it's going to be your wife if you're still married and stuff, but and so to see two guys who have this sort of symbiotic but still real love for each other, and I acknowledge you do your thing, I do my thing. They complement each other. Yeah. I mean, Brad Pitt is perfect as the guy who's like, I don't have to be the star because I'm cooler. Even as the guy who's not the star. To me, that's the big takeaway, right? Not that Leonardo DiCaprio isn't cool, but I think even he would say, no,
he's full of angst, where Brad is zen.
Exactly.
I mean, the true epitome of if you're going to buy zen, and Brad's interpretation of it is pretty fucking perfect.
Right, and I think they're playing the right characters.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want them to switch them like Brando did in, remember when he switched roles in Mutiny on the Bounty?
Oh, yeah.
Halfway through the movie.
Right.
You know what? I think I should be playing the king, and he should be playing Sir Lancelot.
I should be the hero, all right? And you should be Captain Bligh.
I don't know what I was thinking for the first 6 weeks of principal photography. I was playing the wrong part. Sometimes underestimate yourself, and then, almost no violence until the end of, and then it's so much fun.
Well, but you're highlighting violence a little bit too much. I mean, that's like highlighting slapstick comedy, depending on who you're talking about. Depending if you're talking about Blake Edwards or somebody like that, where it's like it's an element that people make a big deal about, and it's one of the things that I do well. But it's not, it's nothing to be rationed or it's nothing to be rationed or overindulged. It's an element.
I don't know about that.
I wouldn't,
I mean, as a viewer, I don't know if I could sign on to that. I think it can be rationed.
Mm-hmm. I do a whole thing about that in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where the Marvin Schwartz character, the agent who puts American talent in foreign films.
Al Pacino.
Yeah, Al Pacino.
It's fantastic.
But that's a particular gig. Okay, you're putting American talent in Italian movies, and he's like, well, the Italians, they want one Beatty, they get George Hamilton.
Right, that's the bit.
They want Marlon Brando, they get Burt Reynolds. They want Steve McQueen, they get Rick Dalton. Or they get Ty Harden.
I don't know. You may be like 10 years too young to quite be tickled by that movie as much as someone of our ages.
I mean, I was very moved by it. I thought the ending was really emotional. Why do you think it was so much to me?
It's
like lost. What lost?
It's
optimism
it's an interesting thing actually, because it's like when you realize in the movie, when you're watching, when you realize Sharon isn't gonna die. And then all of a sudden, Abigail Folger joins them, and there's all this overhead godlike shot, and you realize they're all safe. All the people who died that night, they're safe, and the bad guys have been put down.
Yeah.
It goes off, and then it has its Once Upon a Time in the title, and it's tinkly music box music,
right?
And it's touching, and it's nice. It's nice, but almost fairly shortly after you acknowledge that this is a nice fairy tale, you also acknowledge it's a nice fairy tale that did not happen.
Of course, but it was your movie. We knew that was going to happen.
No, I get that.
You already killed Hitler.
No. No, actually, it was actually funny. What's her fucking head?
What's her fucking head?
Yeah, the fancy Hollywood journalist. I can't remember her name right now. All right, but
a critic?
The famous journalist who talks to Hollywood people.
Rona Barrett.
Now I can't say it.
Rona Barrett.
No, I can't say it.
Dating yourself.
But it's that
Rona
line.
Barrett, Grandpa?
Kid Kelly.
It's not Rona Barrett, but it might as well be Rona Barrett. All right.
Hedda Harper.
Okay. No, you're taking it into a further afield. All right. But she asked me when that movie came out, the last one. She asked me. She goes, "Okay, so." So you're rewriting history and killing these bad guys. But you've already done that in Inglourious Bastards. So is that you being uncreative and you're just going back to the old thing? And I was like, no, I can do it anytime I want. You can't fucking do it. You're ripping me off if you do it. I fucking started this shit. I can do it.
What movie did I like better? It's not even close, which is your movie. Because
you didn't need to end it with that.
But but it's the truth.
Okay.
I'm not.
But why aren't you
I have many flaws. Even my enemies don't think I'm a liar.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
But why aren't you impressed with the way he made Los Angeles look like LA in the 70s?
Like that. No, that's different.
He had to build streets digitally.
It's one of my. I'm going to say this. I was going to say that to him. I'll say it here. Over there, I might repeat myself. His movies up until Hollywood were all like revenge movies. That's what we loved. It's so basic. And he got to that thing. He's like Hugh Hefner with naked women. It was lying right there, but he found it. But the last movie he made, this is why I was trying to tell him when he was on the show, I said, he can't quit now. His last movie is by far my favorite because it's a love story. He went from revenge to it's between two men, but it's still a love story. So it got me on a very deep emotional level. Also, that era is my era. Mm-hmm. The stuff, everything, the TV was I'm telling you, it tickled me on a way I don't know if it can.
Well, the people who work so hard to make it in the business who don't reach the highest levels, I mean, there's something so sympathetic about how many people love movies. Only a few people get to that level.
It's one of the most emotionally moving movies I've ever seen.